For birthday weekend, so we thought we'd come here and...
A birthday weekend? Have you had a beer yet? One or two. I think you need a beer. Let's grab you one from the fridge. Many happy returns, my friend. Shall we all say happy birthday? Yeah. Happy birthday. So, is that a beer or a cider? What would you like?
Cider, please.
Right. Well, beer and cider, right. We'll have one of each, shall we? Excellent. Now, I know we've got... There you go, my friend. There you go. Many happy returns. Now, and then we've got another birthday in the room as well. Now, let's see if we can embarrass him. So, David Dean, where are you?
That's me.
Oh, God, that is you! Brilliant. Well, you've got two beers now, anyway. So, oh, now that's interesting. So we've got a finger pointing to this man's head here. So we've got another birthday, so let's go and embarrass him as well. So, sir, who are you and where are you from?
My name's Neil, and we've come up from Devon.
Fantastic. Round of applause for Neil. Is it today your birthday? Don't say it's like November the 8th, because that's just really like messing up. In that case, everyone's got a birthday and everyone should have beer. Marvellous, thank you, Hunter, that's brilliant. Ladies and gents, there's a couple of important things just before we get going. The next meeting, if you can make it, is going to be at Knockhill, the Owners Club. So it gives everyone's north of the border a chance to come and sample what we do. And that'll be the 23rd, I think, and 24th of August.
I want to know who's making that. Who's coming to Knockhill? That's quite a few. Well done.
That's impressive, isn't it? Now, guys, you remember we posted out a selfie onto Facebook, which went down very, very well, I must admit. So we're going to try and attempt a wide-angle selfie and try and get everybody into it. And we'll get that out on Facebook, and we'll see how many likes and shares and retweets and all that kind of thing we're going to get. So, Rob, if I can ask you to sort of step forward, I'm going to just take a picture of everybody on the chair. So if you guys want to stand forward, you know, I'll do it on here and send it to you, and then you can post it. You'll be in it. There's always one, isn't there? Right, in that case then, I'll put this on camera and you can take it.
There are selfie rules. You've got to take it yourself. You've got to be in the picture. The person taking the picture has to be in it.
Yeah, I get that. Look, this is not a debate on who can take a selfie, alright? There you go. Give me your microphone. What did your mum tell you? Right. Right, so this is where we're trying to squeeze everybody in now. Right, there we go. Everybody say cheese. Cheese. Done. Brilliant. I think that's just about the most people we've ever had in one at one time. Brilliant. Actually, that does look pretty... I trust you to have the biggest head in the entire room. I think there's something going on there. Right, so, just what we've got, these gentlemen are going off to the KX Academy tour, which is a little bit later, Rob is. So, we're going to have some Q&As with the boys now before we do a couple of other bits and pieces. So, obviously, as you said, it's been a day of mixed fortunes for the team. So, Rob, let's just quickly start with you. A strong 6th place right at the very end of the session. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we've had a good car all day, I think. Sherman's been performing well. 5th in FP1, didn't quite get a lap together in FP2, so I think we ended up about 10th there. And, but to be honest, I was about this far away from aborting that lap, so I caught Warren Scott, and he'd held me up, so I was about to back off and get gap and go for the next lap. But I thought I'll stick with it, and I literally pushed him through the last corner and across the line. And yeah, it was good enough for 6th, which thank God, because the red flag came out the next lap. So yeah, there was more in the bag. I'm sure there was for everybody, those drying conditions. But yeah, it's certainly nice to be back up there after the last 2 rounds. They've been hard to deal with.
And you say you got a little bit more to come from the car, so I mean, dare you even have a prediction for tomorrow? I mean, six on the grid, you obviously got more pace in the car. Well, what do you think you're going to do for the race tomorrow?
The thing is, I'm sure everybody had a bit more pace to come in that session. It's a drying track, it's all about being on the circuit at the right time, and whoever gets the last lap in and all that. However, we do have good pace. It's difficult to tell because that's our first dry session today, and like I say, even then it's a drying conditions. But having said that, race pace has always been our strong point. So hopefully we'll go forward, and we're always good off the line. So I'll certainly be aiming for podiums.
The car feels good around here. It's a track that suits the car, and like some of the previous tracks where the cars historically struggle.
Yeah, ironically, it's got nigh on exactly the same setup as it had at Donington. It's just the nature of the circuit suits us a bit better. In fact, it's more of a driver's circuit, I think helps. Yeah, it's just some circuits suit our cars, some don't. It seems to be quite up and down like that, and yeah, it's certainly nice to finally be getting back to one that suits us. The next one should be good at Croft as well, and we've been on the podium there a couple of years ago. I think then we're off to at Snetterton. We've got a good car, and obviously Knockhill and Rockingham, which are good.
Yeah, we remember. Hunter, if I can just turn to you then. Obviously, really difficult day. I'm sure we'll really feel for you. You've had one set of troubles after another. Just talk us through. I have to say, talk us through the stresses of the day. You don't want to keep reliving it, but just for our benefit, you've had troubles in pre-practice, and obviously a problem in quali. Talk us through what you're going to change for tomorrow.
Okay, so I mean, for me, it's been a bit of a hard week actually, because I've been ill during the week and still recovering from it now, so still feeling a bit groggy. But it didn't help with pre-practice one. We had an alternator go on the first lap out there, so I got one blind lap, went past the pits, and then all the electrics went, and the car stopped after the first corner. So couldn't get back out, unfortunately, in that one. The second session, we had a turbo pipe actually which broke, one of the vacuum pipes, so it was going into overboost, which then was hitting a safety to stop it going too far, so it was like a kind of shotgun effect inside the car. It was going full throttle, nothing, full throttle, nothing, full throttle, nothing, but he got about 4,500 RPM. So we had sort of 4 laps in and out trying to diagnose what the problem was with the car in Swindon. When we finally did, we replaced the pipe, went out, did one flying lap, and then the red flag came out and it was the end of the session. So in terms of what I did for qualifying was 5 laps, but only actually one without a problem. So going into the qualifying was going to be a bit difficult, but thankfully it dried out. I was hoping that was going to be the case, otherwise we'd be 90 minutes behind everybody else in terms of setup. Initially very good actually, so car balance is good. Then me and Rob were going around together with 5th and 6th at the time. I came in a lap earlier to change tyres because I felt the tyres had gone a bit too far. My pressures were a bit higher than Rob's, so they went off slightly quicker. I came in, changed tyres, the red flag came out, and then it unfortunately went a bit wrong after that for me. So I made a mistake. I was pushing too hard on the new tyres, trying to get them to come in. I went down to Cascades and just leaned on the rear right a little bit too hard, and then it pirouetted around. I went through a puddle on the outside when I was pirouetting, and that took the temperature out of the tyres. Then when I came back out, I was in a bad position, couldn't see the cars coming from behind me, so I had to wait until I knew there was a definite clear gap. So I kind of lost about 2 or 3 minutes there. So by the time I got the tyres in, the first lap when I actually had the tyres in was a 44.6, but it was the lap which the red flag came out as I was approaching the finish line, so the lap didn't count. So to be honest, if I hadn't have gone off at Cascades, which is 100% my fault, I think it probably would have been somewhere near to Rob, so hopefully top 10, but just obviously following Rob around and doing the same times in the first part of it. But unfortunately, it just wasn't my day today. These things didn't really go my way, unfortunately. But we still got a car. It's all in one piece, so it's good for tomorrow.
So going into tomorrow, strong off the line, strong race pace. Obviously, we'll hope. Welcome through the grid. Good second race. Keep out of trouble. Reverse grid could actually turn into a pretty positive weekend for you if all things work out, I guess.
Yeah, I think my objective tomorrow is to do as best as I can for the Jack Seas Trophy. So that's been the objective. Try and make as many places as possible from my starting position at 24th.
So what you're saying is let's make up as many places. Let's overtake a lot of people, which of course might indicate that you could get a score out of 10 in the motoring news. I believe that was something. I think if my memory serves me correct, going back to Brands Hatch, that caused us a little bit of some interest in the papers, did it not, Rob? With a certain journalist who might just be just outside the tent. Yes, Mr. James, I think we'd all like to welcome back James from Motoring News. Of course we would, Matt. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Let's have some booing. Let's have some booing, please.
He's a great friend and a very good journalist.
Yeah.
So let's take you up to front. Here we go. So as we may or may not know, Rob got a score. Is that correct, Rob, for your performance at Brands?
Basically, the only reason I try at all on a race weekend is to score well in max driver ratings, because that's what I live for. And yeah, I got a low score after Brands because apparently I didn't overtake enough cars.
Yeah, you're right. And what's your point? So then my editor obviously fielded the complaints that Rob had made and decided to offer Lucy Austin, Rob's wife, the chance to rate me on a score of 1 to 10 at the next race meeting. Rob gave me 2. I've given him 6. Now, is that fair?
I thought it was fair. You were supposed to come to our last Q&A, you didn't? Ah, you're making up for it now. Okay. Is that my bit?
So it's good that we're all friends now, which is jolly good. But thanks, Matt. I do appreciate it. Walking into a room with lots of people staring at you, and anyway. But thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you, Matt.
That's awesome, Matt.
Just a final word before we go and filter around and see if anyone's got any questions for you. We've got a new arrival in the team, as anyone probably who's been following on Twitter and Facebook knows, and that's the addition of James Weaver to the team as a race engineer. So his first time out for you, for those who don't know, is an ex-British touring car driver. Became runner-up in the British Touring Car Championship to John Cleland, and actually had his first debut race here, I think it was nearly 30 years ago. So, Ross,
I've just sent Carl to go get it.
Brilliant, fantastic. So, we're going to hopefully try and chat to James in a little while. But how has the introduction of his presence into the team affected you this weekend so far?
Well, his introduction to us initially came through Hunter and a chap through Tiff Nadell who recommended him. And yeah, he came along the test day the other week, and yeah, he's a really, really clever guy. He actually finished runner-up in this championship back in 89? Yeah, so he's vastly experienced, and his input's really, really useful. Just to have somebody else with that kind of experience in our team can only move us forward. But he's primarily working with Hunter. Clearly I'm picking his brains lots and lots as well, but how are you getting on with him, Hunter?
Yeah, really well actually. The first test day here we made some good changes with some quite radical changes to the car actually, which made it, for me, feel a lot better, and we did the same thing with Rob's and again went the same direction. Today as well, as we've had some good developments just from qualifying actually. So I came in for qualifying kind of going, oh, how am I going to make this car better? It was pretty good to me, it felt very, very good. There was a couple of things that weren't quite right, but I couldn't translate them into what I wanted. So me and James sat down together and talked about it for about 10 minutes, and he came up with a list of changes which I would never have thought of, so that's always a good sign. But the good thing is the experience that James brought across is great. The last few years we've been working over the States with Dyson Racing, who are a very successful prototype team, if not most of they are. And he's bringing a lot of experience both on the driver's side and engineer side as well to us, which is really helpful, pretty good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man has entered the building. We are graced with his presence. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. James Weaver. So, James, obviously on behalf of the Owners Club, welcome to the team. And we were just asking the boys about the impact that you've made on the team. It's obviously race number 1 for you. We probably all know about what you've done in the Touring Car Championship historically, and especially at Oulton Park, which is, I believe, where you debuted here. So, what are the differences like between 25, 30 years ago to what you see now? Well, what do you see as being different?
Everybody looks a lot younger, and the circuit is absolutely beautiful. When I came here sort of 30, 40 years ago, it was a beautiful setting, it was so run down, and now it looks absolutely fabulous. But the actual racing is just the same as it was then. It doesn't matter what racing you're doing, it's always very, very competitive at the front.
And so far this weekend, how have you enjoyed the experience? You fitted in with the team, you felt you've got a lot of input and that you can make changes, and that's going to be a positive for the team?
They're such a nice bunch of people. I think you have to do something seriously wrong not to get on with them. Hunter's had a frustrating day, he's had a few problems, but I think we're on top of that now. And Rob drove brilliantly in qualifying, right at the front, so we're looking forward to tomorrow.
Brilliant, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you got any questions for James while we've got him? I know he's a busy man. Anybody want to ask him a question? That's really good, jolly good, thank you. Right, your question.
James, you've seen John Clennon, your ex-nemesis, racing around today in the old cars, giving us all a lot of fun and excitement. You're not tempted to put your racing boots back on your helmet and slip into a touring car for the day?
No, but I'd be quite happy to throw a banana skin under the front of his car. He beat me to the championship in '89. I was driving for a pro driver, the BMW, but unfortunately I had Frank Sittner as a teammate, which caused a fair amount of excitement. And John Cleland, he just kept finishing and finishing, and then one day at Silverstone his drive shaft broke. I thought, that's it, he's done. But they managed to fix the stupid thing, and he staggered across the line and got enough points to win the championship.
Fantastic. Anybody else got any other questions? Okay. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. I know you're busy and flipping between garages and stuff. What have you, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much to James Wheeler. Thank you.
Get back to it, James. Make our cars faster.
So, who's got a question for Motormat? Sorry, for Rob. Somebody must have a question for him.
Don't be shy.
Question about anything. Right, in the corner. Right, here we go. See if I can squeeze myself down there.
You know it's trouble if I've got the microphone, don't you? My question is, are you really proud that Lucy Austin has her own appreciation society?
I think it's a hard-earned appreciation society. I mean, having to deal with me every day. But yeah, actually, is Matt still here? No, he's gone. Matt James is actually the president of the Lucy Austin Appreciation Society, which is aka LAS. The Facebook page can be found on obviously on Facebook, so you should all have a look for that and join that. I think she does a brilliant job running our team. I certainly couldn't do it without her. Yeah, she just put up with me. So maybe we should bring her up for a few words.
I think that'd be a great idea. Come on, Lucy. Lucy. We're going to get a beating you up. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, she's very shy, so Luce, how is it being married to me?
Hard work.
Why is that?
Stressful.
Why is it stressful? It's quite an interview.
Admittedly, I did encourage her to come over here. So. Thank you for everything you do as well. I know we say that every time, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you for Lucy's hospitality, and Lucy and Nancy and everybody who runs the Owners Club and the awning and the hospitality, to get us all in here and setting everything up. So while we pad it out, Luce, because you can't think of anything to say, then that's fine. But thank you very much. We're all very grateful.
I asked you loads of questions. Do you have something to say? I'll ask you a question.
I'll ask you a question. I actually do have a serious question. Which is your favourite race meeting when you watch your old man on the track, and which is the one you dread the most?
Oulton is my local track, and Brands Hatch is my worst.
Why is Brands Hatch your least favourite track?
Because of his big shot last week.
Ah.
That's my worst one.
And on that bombshell. Thank you very much. See, at least I had a serious question, which is jolly good. Now, ladies and gents, just while we've got the boys up here, we're going to do a quick prize draw as well, because we've got some goodies that we'd like to give away, courtesy of our friends at Exocet Racing. So we've got some various products of theirs, which we'll look at in just a second, but we want to just for the laugh of it, just give some bits and pieces away. So I'm going to ask Hunter and Rob just to dig into envelope of everybody who confirmed that they were coming on email. So we're going to take a random pick in the bag and pick out our first winner, and we'll do a couple of these and give some free stuff away, courtesy of Fast Extra set. So, our first winner, Rob, if you would like to announce.
Becky Willits. Is Becky here? Becky.
Where are you?
Becky.
Started well.
Right,
No, that's not going well.
That's going well. Let's put that one on the table then, that's
Right.
fine.
Go
Okay.
again.
Right, so Hunter, who have you got?
I have Roger Ayton.
Is Roger not here? I just dropped them all over the floor. This is going well, isn't it?
Oh dear.
I'm trying not to look at the names now. I might influence what comes out.
Got a good view of Rob's thong as well, though. Just for the kids, just to cover that up there. Roger Ayton. No? No Roger Ayton? No, the right back.
This is good. We've dropped them all.
Yeah, apparently it's Lucy's thong. So it's not Rob, it's actually Lucy's. But so has she got your underwear on?
Right, we'll attempt to stick them all back in the bag, won't you, Rob?
No, I'm just going to pick one.
Oh, you're going to pick one, right. So let's do the next one. Let's actually see if we can give something away. This will just be rather nice.
Chris Ritchie.
Hey!
Yay!
How are you? Right, let's keep going then. Oh, it's here. What?
Is he here?
There's family representation. That is Saturday.
Oh, well, that's good enough.
Representation?
Yeah.
Yeah, come aboard.
At last, ladies and gentlemen, thank goodness for that. So come forward, come forward. You can have something to wash your car with.
Yeah.
With the Podium finish.
Octane booster. Octane booster. Yeah, there's only 2 pounds.
And then we've also got the petrol additive, and we've also got the diesel additive as well.
Got to be 101.
We've got a winner on Rush 101, the
It's a great
performance
number.
car
It's gotta
additive.
be.
Ladies and gentlemen, well done. We at least have a winner. Let's pick another one. Thank you,
So,
sir.
obviously, it's an emotional victory for you. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels fantastic, yeah.
Congratulations.
Jolly good. Right, let's pick another one, and then we'll move on. Right, I'm not looking. There you go.
Rachel Taylor.
Hooray! Good, this is better.
So, Rachel. Well done, congratulations. So, what would you like to go for? There's a slight domestic going on here about cleaning the car and making it go faster. She's saying clean it, he's going faster.
Both, there we go. I think you should have one of each. Well done. So now it'll be clean and it will go faster as well. Thank you very much. Okay, well we'll do it.
One's a prize and the other's a birthday present.
We'll do a few more of those in the next sort of 20 minutes as well, guys. Well, 'cause we've got lots more goodies from Fast Extra set as well, so thank you for those. We'll do another few of those. You'll probably all be leaving this on it by the time we finish. Okay, so ladies and gents, has anybody got any other questions for the boys? Because I know that, sort of 5-10 minutes they've probably got to zip off. Yes, I'm on my way.
Come on, Ed, run.
I am. This is my exercise for the day. Actually, cake. I'm just slightly sidelined by cake. I think you probably all know we mentioned last time we were going to do the Great Austin Bake Off. Hooray! Yes, we've got a couple of entries, so thank you very much if you brought cake in. I can't wait to get tucked into that. I might just say they have been independently judged, and 2 of the judges are the 2 caterers who do all the food for us at the back as well. So it's not just, that's nice, it's actually been properly judged on appearance and on taste. So we'll reveal the winners very shortly, and also they're going to get some prizes. So thank you very much to the judges, that's very kind of you. Right, yes sir.
Aside from any of your own cars that you've driven, what's your favourite livery on any racing car ever?
Favourite livery? That's an interesting one. I was actually sponsored once by Marlboro. Funny story. I didn't get off the start line in the race. It's the Marlboro Masters. They sponsor 2 cars every year. I didn't get off the start line in the race. I still got somebody drove in the back with me. I tried to continue, but the suspension was all bent, and that was my race over. So obviously the bigwigs at Marlboro carried on watching their race and so on. And by the time they finished their race and came back to their hospitality box above the garages, they sort of opened the door and found me slightly inebriated behind the bar, pouring pints for all the grid girls. Needless to say, I was not sponsored by Marlboro again. But yes, the Marlboro livery, it's always cool.
I think if we were to jot down the top 5 people that would ever sponsor you, we'd probably all come out, but they'd be number 1, or it'd be Doom Bar, who are your other preferred sponsor of choice.
But otherwise it's got to be Exocet, hasn't it?
I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to.
The Black and Orange is cool. It's definitely close to Marlboro. It's on the par. Marlboro's got a bit more iconic, isn't it? Because it's Grand Prix racing.
Dude, I think you need to climb out that hole you're in and pick another winner.
When in a hole, stop digging.
Let's have another winner. Right, so please announce.
Mike Berry.
Where's Mike Berry? Right, let's pull another one out.
We're going to have to interview one of our title sponsors, Alex Moss.
Yes.
Don't let him out the door. Don't let him out the door. Alex, come on.
Yes, come on, let's give him a round. Come on. Come on, here, Alex. Don't go. Now, interesting, this is a great opportunity to find out what you do.
Alex is Duo PLC. And what made you sponsor us, Alex?
I think it was the JD and Coke that brought it over first of all. It was a real strong impression on me. Somebody can drink that much. I nearly joined that club. It was good. Secondly, was the fact that you're with a family team that look after the sponsors, make the sponsors feel part of the team. They give you a return for you guys out here. You come to the races, you pay to go through the door. People don't appreciate, come on this side of the fence, how much great fun it is. And it costs money for the team to do that, and it costs money for you guys to come through the gates to do that, and that's what keeps motorsport going. And that's why we're involved in this team. And we enjoy every moment of it, especially now he's given up drinking. We enjoy working with the main sponsors as well, as he said earlier on, because it's all part of our image to be involved in success. And I think really you couldn't have a more successful team on the budget that they have to run than what you're in this tent now. It's fantastic. I think that needs to be applauded to the team as well from you guys.
Duo PLC is.
Right. Get the JD out to it till tomorrow. We're involved in mining and crushing equipment throughout the world. I do a lot of travelling and I struggle to get back to some of the races, but I make an effort to get back to the races. Our business is about making aggregates, which all you guys drive on the road. The circuit aggregates is what we produce. We get involved in recycling and we get involved in digging for gemstones. And we get involved in sharing the green as well. I've been involved in motorsport for many years. I was quite a good racing driver myself. I wanted to come back to it, but these guys just run the arse off me. So, and I've always been involved in trying to give something back to everybody that participates in it. Even when we were a team, a very successful team, we made sure we looked after the sponsors and the sponsors' guests. And most of all, the children. It's the children, that's the next generation that's coming through. And that's what really brings it through for me with this sort of team that you're with. They've got time for everybody to enjoy themselves. So, guys, thank you very much, but I do have to go. I've only got to pass out till 7 o'clock and I've got to get back to Coventry yet, so cheers.
Thank you very much. Excellent. No, thank you very much for that. Right, our picked winner, which Hunter's still got in his hand, is...
Please be here. Gordon Clifford.
Nancy, can I just ask, where did you get all these names from? You just like randomly pick them from somewhere. I'm coming down to you to pick this one. There we go. Right. Rob, if you could, I want to ask your dad a question, if I may. Oh, sorry, Hunter, if you got that. So we've got Richard, Rob's father. I wanted to ask you a question. I'll keep it short, his wife says. That's nice, isn't it? Thanks, Nancy. Richard, I'll just ask you a quick question. Tell us your thoughts, very briefly, how the weekend has gone so far for you.
Well, for me personally...
Thanks very much. Right, all the way.
Pretty good. But I feel really sorry for Hunter, who's had a disaster of a day, but he's capable a lot better than where he is on the grid, that's for sure. Rob should have been quicker. I've highlighted that sector 1, he was a bit slow. I think he was asleep. But no, it's, you know, I think Alex said it all really. He's you know, somebody that helps us financially, and the feedback he gave I was quite touched by, nearly shed a tear, and genuinely as well. So thank you to Alex, and I'll shut up now. Is that all right, Nancy?
Yeah, should have done it earlier, but...
He was not joking either, he cries all the time. It's hilarious. Just thinking about Lucy's wedding.
Well, yeah.
Thank you very much, Richard. That's very kind. Rob, we'll do one more draw. You, sir, would you like to pick something out of the hat? Thank you very much. Well, I say a hat, it's more like a polythene bag, actually, but I often make that mistake in the rain. Matthew Lay, or Lee.
He's here, I know.
He's here. Where is he?
There he is.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Would you like to take a spot at the front? Thank you very much. A round of applause for that man. And that's the found someone who's real and exists.
What car do you have? Is it a diesel or a petrol? Would you like to clean it or make it plastic? Really? Yeah? We'll give you a bit of both. Well done.
Well done, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the way that these sort of gatherings go, because it all gets a little bit ad hoc and you just tend to just react to things as they happen. We have some of our lovely friends outside in the orange jackets. Please, Mr. and Mrs. Marshall, please come in.
Also, my favourite barman in the world is just opened.
These guys come in.
At the front, please.
That's it, lovely, that's it. Make the forward pose. So this is a little bit impromptu, ladies and gents. That's it, come on all the way through. You didn't expect that now, did you? Right, so guys, obviously without waxing too lyrical on what a wonderful job you do for motorsport, and that you give up your weekends to make sure that we can all go motor racing, which is a fantastic and very, very wonderful thing to do. Let me just grab the mic because I wanted to ask you a question. So, sorry. Right, my friend, if I come to you, I need to hold that fairly close to you. Right, so your name is?
It's Richard.
Richard, thank you very much for stopping by. Richard, is this the only circuit you do, or do you do other circuits? Do you travel around, or?
We travel around in the touring cars, do Anglesey, which is another local circuit for us. Loftus Netterton, and I'm doing Silverstone and touring cars as well.
And how long have you been marshalling for?
About 4 years.
Fantastic. What made you do it in the first place then? What motivates you to say, this is what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and spend my weekends in motorsport, and I'm going to do it for free.
Loving the sport, really. I've done motorsport myself, and I'm currently doing a karting team with my son, so you know what it's like to be involved.
And is it one big happy family?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Fantastic. I think we can all appreciate that when we watch motorsport, and just how involved it is, but also what a great community it is as well. So that's great, thanks Rich. I might just move on to you, my friend, seeing as your colleague has just said no, give the mic to him. That's nice, isn't it?
Carry on.
Right, so my friend, what's your name?
I'm Dave.
Dave, welcome to the 10th day for the Owners Club meeting, thank you very much. How long have you been a marshal for, Dave?
I've been about 4 years now.
And what made you get into it?
Fed up to taking photos from the wrong side of the fence.
So this is probably going to sound like one of the lamest questions I would ask, but obviously the view is far better from that side of the fence. Is it everything you thought it would be when you first took up marshalling?
Yeah. My son used to do it, and he said, well, why stand that side when you can join us on this side?
And does he still do it?
Oh yeah.
Great, fantastic. And do you just do Oulton, or do you travel around with the whole circus?
No, me and my wife are Crofties. We do Knockhill, we come to Donington. This first time to Oulton.
Brilliant. So will you both be at Croft?
Oh
Definitely. Fantastic. I'm going to grab... So that's your wife, is it? Yeah. I might hit on a bit of a domestic there. Right, my darling, have that. And you are?
Sally.
Hello, Sally. Welcome to the tent. So we're going to see you at Croft, are we?
Yes.
Fantastic. I think we should look for these two at Croft, and we'll get you back in if we can find you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Saturday. We'll do something like that. I'm not sure we're having an owners club meeting at Croft just yet. Are we, Nancy? No. Okay, sadly not. But we'll do something. We'll find you again anyway, and we've got an owners club meeting. We'll embarrass the hell out of you then as well. Ladies and gents, thank you so much, and I appreciate this little approach you've done. For the marshals, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That's great. I appreciate that. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Oh dear, I love it. Right, let's pick one of our junior members to pick something out of the makeshift hat. Hello, sir. How are you? Want to pick? Oh, you're just going straight in. Right, that's fine. Well done. Right then, do you want to read that out? Let's see if you can do that.
Michelle.
That's brilliant. Well done. I bet you're top of the class in reading. Michelle McCardle, where are you? Ah, you're already on your way up. That's keen. I like that. Well done, my darling. Come and help yourself with some goodies. Sorry, not me. Sorry, just slap my face. It's all right. Right, what do you like? Do you want something? Do you want something for your racing car? Yeah. Give it some extra oomph. You can have a petrol additive, or you can have a diesel additive, an injector cleaner, or a diesel particulate filter cleaner. I think we could all do with some of that. What would you like, my darling? A petrol one. There you go. Very good. Thank you, Michelle. Round of applause. Jolly good show. So, boys, do you have to go off to your bits and pieces yet, or are you still okay for 5, or do you have to go? What was that in English? No, we'll just wait for you, Rob. That's fine. You what? Sorry? Your battery's dead. It's 20 to 7. Do you have to go, or can you stay with us? You can go another 10 minutes. Marvellous. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of other quick announcements which I want to just do, and then I want to ask the boys some more questions. It's worth pointing out as well that the merchandise, you might be very, very pleased to know, all the Exocet merchandise is right next to the beer tent. I think that's right. Am I right in saying, Rob? Yes, so if you head to the beer tent, you can't fail to see the merchandising stand. Again, so far today, been really successful. Lots of team clothing gone out. But guys, if you do want to get anything, that's where you need to head for. So I'm sure you'll find it. It's in close proximity, which is a great thing. Okay, so have we got Graham Martin here? Where are you, Graham? Oh, not again. Well, anyway, wherever Graham is, actually he's probably not here because it's his stag weekend, so he's probably caught up in Prague, probably handcuffed in a tutu to, I don't know, a telegraph pole or something. That's probably why he's not here. But if you do see him, he's on his stag weekend. So. Anyway, right, that's that. Yes, Rob, you were going to say something?
The mental image you just created.
Well, I had to try, you know. Isn't that what yours? What was your stag weekend like? And bear in mind there are children here. What was your stag weekend?
Your mind is a dark place.
Was yours good? Did you go abroad or did you stay here?
We did both.
Right.
I had 2 stag weekends.
Why isn't that a surprise?
The second one involved Hunter setting off fire extinguishers in people's hotel rooms. They'd knock on the door, when they opened the doors, off. And then we had a big argument the next day, didn't we, about who's paying for the fire extinguisher. Yeah, the guy... You tell the story.
It was only once. It wasn't several times. But and what actually happened was, so we came upstairs and Rob was not that far behind me, so I kind of got up to the floor first, saw a fire extinguisher that I know what to do. So opened the door of my room, hid in there with a fire extinguisher, and I thought it was Rob coming down the hall, but it wasn't. Bear in mind it's 3 o'clock, or 3:30 at New Street in Birmingham, and the person who walked past, luckily, was one of our guys, right? So I just kind of literally got there like Rambo, with the fire extinguisher. It's all foam. So there's, and he kind of stood there like this. So by the time I got rid of everything that's in the fire extinguisher, and he moved away from the wall. There's like a human shaped outline with flowing around the outside. And he kind of took it in good spirit and everything, so he went off to have a shower. And I had no extinguisher juice left, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to bed, I can't wait for Rob. So I went to bed, took the fire extinguisher from my room, closed the door, started to go to sleep, and then 10 minutes later I had a knock on the door. And I thought it was the guy I was sharing the room with who'd got his key. So I opened it up with nothing but box shorts on. And it wasn't, it was the guy that ran the hotel. And he said, do you know anything about an extinguisher? And I said, nope, let's close the door again. And so another knock, and he was pretty persistent, wouldn't let go. So I opened the door again, and he said, look at the damage you've done outside. And I said, it's not damage, it's foam. Just give it 10 minutes, it'll kind of drip down the wall, it'll be fine. It's all water-based. And he wasn't having any of it. So I said, look, don't worry about it. I'm not going to pay the damage because he was trying to get me to pay the bills. So I said, look, don't worry about it, I'll clean it. So I went in the toilet, got fistfuls of toilet roll, came back outside, and again, nothing but box shorts on. Cleaned the whole lot off, it was absolutely spangling, looked great. Got down to the bottom, just finished it, and I had boxer shorts where the buttons had just kind of broke from the front. So, so I was down to the last bit, and he sort of stood in front of me. I went, ta-da! And at that point, he got his mobile out and phoned the police and tried to get me arrested for criminal damage and indecent exposure at the same time. And then it got worse. So anyway, at that point, the good thing was that, funny enough, 3:30 in the morning, Birmingham Street, the police were pretty busy for some reason. And they didn't have time to come and arrest a guy who had decently exposed himself and had vandalised somewhere with water-based extinguisher. So I went to bed, and the guy said, okay, we'll sort it out in the morning. So we came downstairs, and we went to the desk to go and pay for the rooms, and I went to go and pay for mine, and it was meant to be like 70 quid for the night, and he produced a bill for about 500 quid. And I said, what's going on? And he said, well, it's £150 there for the extinguisher, and there's 3 rooms who didn't get a good night's sleep. There's Premier Inn, they got like a good night's sleep guarantee. And so he said, you've got to pay for the rooms I didn't pay for. And I said, well, okay, show me a signed terms and conditions by me, which says I need to pay for their rooms. And they couldn't do. So we ended up having a little bit of an argument about that. I said 150 quid for extinguisher extortion, so I said, look, I'll send you one from my office, it's fine. It cost me 15 quid or whatever. So anyway, had to agree on the extinguisher, but he wouldn't give the rooms up. So I then turned around, and Rob was there, still pissed actually, barely being able to stand up. And I said, so Rob, did you get a good night's sleep? Yeah. And at this point, Rod didn't actually really register that he'd been speaking to. So I then went to someone else and said, so did you get a good night's sleep? What about you? What about you? What about you? There's like 18 of us, 18 rooms. And everyone went, no, I didn't get a good night's sleep actually. So we kind of had a bit of a standoff. And then Rob came over. He goes, no, I didn't get a good night's sleep. You're paying for my room. I want Hunter to pay for every single room in the whole place. And well, how did it happen then? Rosberg, bearing in mind, you probably won't remember half of it.
Basically, the funny thing is, Hunter is captain safety, 2% spool, super safe, until he gets drunk, and it's just like a completely different person. Hence the fire extinguisher. And the way I remembered it was they never wanted £500. They never wanted you to pay for all these rooms. They wanted 150 quid to refill their fire extinguisher. And you were bickering and haggling with them. And I joined in to try and back you up. And he told us that, well, actually, we've had to give away, we've had to refund several people their rooms because of the nuisance you were causing. At which point I pointed out that I realised to get a room free, so I pointed out that I didn't have a very good night's sleep. I think you may have exaggerated the story.
Maybe it's me who's still drunk the next day. Possibly, yeah. No, there was definitely 3 rooms, I remember that, but yeah, anyway, it was quite good. We got the let off, and I had to buy a extinguisher for 150 quid. It was my extinguisher
Wait, Lucy has a comment.
I got billed because the rooms were booked in my name.
I just remember the deflated look on your face when you've been putting all this work into haggling for the fire extinguisher. I piped up that I wanted the running from my room back. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. It's a race.
Anyway, meanwhile, back on planet Earth. Thank you very much. That was it was very entertaining. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a quick thing before we've got a few other bits which we want to do, and that's about something exciting tomorrow, which is the photo shoot tomorrow. So you may or may not know about this. Lovely Phil, wherever he is, Mr. Lawton down in the corner, will be doing a photo, an Owners Club photo, with the cars in the pit lane tomorrow. We've been given permission by Toka to do it, so if you want to be included in that photo, ladies and gents, you need to be at the back of the pit lane at 9:50 prompt. And we'll bring you in, get the shot, Phil will get up on the ladders, and we've got probably a minute to do it before we have to clear the pit lane out. So we've got special permission to do it. So if you want to be in it, ladies and gents, please be here at 9:50 in the morning, outside at the back of the garage. We'll bring you in, and hopefully we'll get an enormous big Owners Club photo done, and then we can get that out on social media and what have you. So another bit that we want to try and just include everybody in what we're doing. So if you want to be here for the team photo, then that would be fantastic. But 09:50 prompt, please, ladies and gents, because we're on a very, very tight time schedule. That would be brilliant. Phil can get the shots. Fantastic, so hopefully you can make it for that in the morning. Very important I mentioned that, okay, before the end, so it gives you everyone an opportunity to get here. So hopefully you'll all be here for that, which would be brilliant. Okay, a couple of other little bits and pieces. Now, have we got Harry Adams here? Yeah. Where are you? Ah, there we are, Harry. Hooray! Harry's our VIP winner for this weekend. He gets the full 9 yards here with our hospitality and our grid walk and all the other bits and pieces. We'll no doubt be able to squeeze in for him tomorrow. With all the other little bits and pieces and the prizes and the other things that we're doing, he very courteously said, well look, I've already won once this weekend, so please don't include me in winning anything else. So I just thought that was worthy of a mention, so I'm very sporting, and thank you very much. But trust me, you ain't going to win anything else. It's very sporting of you. And the other thing is, we've still got Rob down there, have we got Lydia in here? Lydia Stevenson, where are you? Ah, now, little birdie tells me, perhaps, that you're rather keen on a certain other driver. Oh, Larry looks. We like that. That you're rather an Aidan Moffat fan, rather than a Rob Austin fan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, talk about sitting at the front, you've got to try and make your way out of here at some point. We can't have that now, can we? So, I wondered if Mr. Austin might just take 5 or 10 seconds just to try and persuade you that maybe he's the guy to follow, and Hunter as well, rather than Mr. Moffat.
I asked this question once before at a Q&A, whether it's right for somebody so young to come into British touring cars, and I likened it to being 16, 17 years old and dating Cameron Diaz. Of course you're not going to turn down the opportunity, but let's face it, you're not going to be able to put in the best performance, are you? To be an early Cameron Diaz.
Well, that's given me something to think about. I'll stop emailing her.
On another note, I have to head off now, I'm afraid.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Once Ed's done, or you're bored with him waffling on, you're more than welcome to join us at the K-Expression time. But unfortunately, they wrote me into that, so it started about 20 minutes ago. So I prioritised and stayed here, but I do have to go. But thank you very much for attending, and your support is awesome as ever. And no doubt, we'll be doing our best to put on a good show for you tomorrow, and no doubt we'll see you again all over the weekend. Cheers.
Rob and Hunter, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. So obviously they've got to go, but this lovely lady here who's an Aidan Moffat supporter, I think if Rob Austin and Hunter can't convince you, then maybe you just want to pop that on. Look, there we go. I think that just makes everything look a lot better. You're a good sport. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
I'm afraid I actually have to go as well. So, right at the back, she's going to run away now. So the girl going red, with a big smile behind the... It was our anniversary yesterday, so we met a number of years ago, 14 years ago, and because I was here, unfortunately we couldn't go to dinner last night, so I'm taking her to dinner tonight. And so we've got to start eating in 14 minutes, so you sure? You got some questions there for Susie?
I think we've got loads of questions for you, but we can only ask them if you come up here. Right, I'm going to come and get you then. Don't make me come and get you. Susie. Yes, is she come?
Yeah, come on. I think dinner may be off now.
So when are you guys getting married?
We're getting married on 26th of July.
Hooray! Where's that going to be?
It's the Waltham House in
Very nice, very nice. So when, I want to know, what I want to know, oh, wasn't that sweet? But you've turned to me on. So what I want to ask, is rather nice, isn't it?
What you think of, I'm actually just kind of comforting her and holding her shoulder. I'm actually holding her in place. She's trying to run away.
Wait, so where are you going for dinner tonight then?
We're going to a restaurant called Peace. The funny thing is, right, we booked this a couple of days ago, and I booked it. I thought, right, I'll surprise Susie, because I haven't managed to dinner last night, so I'll surprise her. I'll take her to a nice restaurant on Saturday. So I booked up a restaurant called Peace, which is down the road in Tarporley. And then Thursday, got a card from Susie, and it said that she'd made a reservation at Peace for 7:45. 15 minutes after my reservation.
Well, what does that tell you? Well, thank you very much. It's very sporting. Now everybody knows who you are and you're going to get completely pestered forever and a day. But thank you very much. And guys, thank you so much for your time. And we hope everything goes well for you tomorrow, Hunter. And thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter and Susie. Thank you. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're almost there because I know that the time is getting on and I'm sure you all want to get home for Britain's Got Talent finals. Good, you don't. Excellent. Right, so those of you who brought some cakes in, we've got some winners for the very first and the inaugural meeting of the Great Austin Bake Off. We tried to get that trending on Twitter, but I think it might take another couple of months. But anyway, we've got some nice delights over in the corner, so thank you very much if you brought some cakes in as well. I can see Nancy eyeing them up. Leave them alone. Right, so we've got some winners, and in second place, with a total score of 73 out of 100, it's all very official, isn't it, is Alex. Where are you, Alex? You was representing, isn't it? Well done. So, ooh, what prize have I got for you? I haven't got it out of the truck. But anyway, you're going to win a shirt, a Rob Austin Racing shirt. So, well done, and I'll do it in a minute. Well, that's fine. But well done and congratulations. I've got to give this one to the winner. I'll get you on in a minute. Thank you very much. And in first place, where's Linda? With her lovely cakes. Come up here, love. Give Linda a lovely round of applause. She's going to win this with a score of 77 out of 100. Marvellous. So the official winner of the first Austin Bake Off, obviously we hope that everybody will take that under their wing and bring some cakes or cupcakes or pastries to the next one. If you're going to make it to Knock Hill, that would be fantastic. We'll see if we can up the ante with some more goodies as well. We'd like to thank our friends at Exocet for supplying lots of goodies this evening. We're going to give a few more away just before the end of the proceedings tonight. But anyway, well done, and thank you for bringing such lovely cupcakes in. So yay, round of applause. There's another Rob Austin Racing shirt that goes on with all of that. Thank you very much, it's very kind of you. Thank you for taking part. So, ladies and gents, we'll wrap this up by giving away a few more freebies. Who can I go and pick on? I'll pick on you, sir. Do you want to pick another one of those out? Let's see if we can pick someone out that's actually in the room. That would be nice. Right, you can do this, look.
Wendy Clifford.
Wendy Clifford.
They left early.
We'll keep that then. Right, we'll do one more, and I'm going to go to the head man. The head Exocet man, who's our lovely friend over here, who supplies all these lovely goodies for us. Our title sponsor. Sir, would you like to pick one out?
It is Cat Wild.
Excellent! Excellent. Right, come out here, Cat. Right, what would you like? Pick a card, any card. Right, we've got petrol stuff and diesel stuff. What would you like? Stuff to what we come up with? Level 101. Oh, brilliant. Well done, Kath. Round of applause. Thank you very much.
I think we also want to give a prize to the guys with the t-shirts there for their return journey. What does it say on the back of them? Don't worry, Rob, the old fella. We'll have your Stella.
Where were you?
I thought it was very good.
We've already done that, but that's fine. Right? I think we've also got our friends. Ian, if you want to stand up, can we have a look at your T-shirt as well? This is how creative we are in the Owners Club, ladies and gentlemen. The Sherman and Panzer UK Tour 2014, marvellous. I think we'll find some goodies out for you as well. So, guys, if you want to just pop up when we've done, and we'll sort out some extra set goodies to take away. But thank you for your efforts, guys. Now, ladies and gents, that's it. That's the Owners Club meeting for Oulton Park. Thank you very, very much for your attendance, and very, very grateful and appreciated. I hope we've managed to entertain you again this evening with some wild and off-the-shelf banter. So if there's anything you need, give any of us a shout. But apart from that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you're doing. If you're going to head down to the KX Academy and have a drink or two and watch Rob, I'm sure he's got plenty more to say down there. If not, hopefully we'll see you back here for race day tomorrow. So that's it. Great, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Have a safe journey home.